Hello, welcome to another episode of Hey It's Those Guys Game Reviews. I am Nick Silviano and this is...
Hey! Carjagger.
And today we're reviewing...
Tales of the Abyss.
For the PlayStation 2.
Or as I like to call it, the point in which Tales games got insane.
Why, whatever do you mean?
Okay, between... I believe the orders went like this. Fantasia, Destiny...
Nah, let's not try to figure out the order. I got yelled at about that in another... I got yelled at about that in comments in one of the other videos. So.
I looked up the storyline, so I know what order they're in.
I know the order that got released. Now keep in mind that we're talking about American releases, because I know for a fact there's like a shitload.
I was talking about Japanese releases.
Oh, well, I also know there's like a shitload in Japan that didn't even make its way over here.
Parts.
So anyway, you were saying about your, whatever you were saying.
The difficulty spike?
Yes.
2005 is where the real difficulty spike for Tales games came in. I suppose Namco figured, hey, these games are a little too easy. Let's make them hard. Because basically, at this point, you find yourself having to strategize about what moves you need to use.
Personally, I didn't really think the difficulty was that hard until a certain point in the game, but I'll get to that.
Or in other Tales games where the game should end where it's supposed to. That's a different review.
Yeah, we'll probably get to that. We'll get to that one eventually. So anyway, anybody play a Tales game, you pretty much know how it goes. I mean, all the fighting systems all the same. This time it's more 3D-based fighting system.
With the L2 button to free run.
Don't use the term free run. I use freestyle, something like that, and somebody got mad at me. I don't know. But anyway,
people get mad at people for saying anything these days.
It's actually it can be a multiplayer game if you got enough controllers
and enough PS2s.
Yeah, well, you only need one PS2. It's like maybe one of those port things. But anyway. So basically, you got your Tales game, you got your story. The fighting is I thought the battle system's pretty interesting. I like the way it goes. I mean, if you're playing one player, you control like your main character. You can have the other ones act on AI, but you can basically just program it to act however you want.
The Tales of the Abyss brings in a new concept of battle that was probably only used in this game. Field of Phonons, FOF, where basically a circle appears around the map. If it's white, you do nothing with it. If it changes color, for
the most part, I could not figure out what the hell they were talking about.
I kind of figured out on the first time I played with the tutorial. All you do is use Fang Blade in the wind when you get Lightning Tiger Blade. It's basically the key to a lot of battles.
So apparently, the story is based on sound. Like everything has a key sound, and that key sound activates something and it leads to, devastating shit that happens, Tell you something about, I just want to say something about this. The main character in this game, he's a dick. This is like kind of be the only game I ever played where I just could not stand the main character I was playing as. I'm like, what the? I was like, dude, can I just let the guy die or some shit like that? I can't fucking stand him.
You mean he doesn't get nicer in the game?
He eventually, like all other characters, reaches a turning point where they kind of figure out whatever, and they see the light and like that. But this dude, I think the only other character they ever did this with, and I didn't play the game, but the other character that was ever like this was that chick from Final Fantasy 13.
Lightning?
Yeah, apparently she had like the same kind of personality or something like that. I don't know. I didn't play the whole game, so don't go yelling at me saying I don't know anything about Final Fantasy 13 because you're absolutely right. I didn't play the game. But anyway, so basically, the characters, aside from the main character, were pretty interesting. I mean, you got one character that was pretty much based on, like, all gaming nerds that they're afraid of girls. And like I said, you got the main character who was just a complete douchebag. What was his name, Luke?
His name.
Huh? Luke. I said his name, Luke, right?
Remember when you first played, you thought it was a woman?
No, I knew it was a dude, but anyway, that was just you.
What?
So anyway, you want to give your thoughts on the game? I've ranted enough about the character and how his douchebaggery.
Well, I would say that this game is hard, or gets harder as you go through. I hate you, Legretta. And
look at the fucking camera.
Of course, it doesn't compare to what I saw on a video later in the game where you have to fight all the I'm not going to spoil the storyline. You have to fight. I will say this: you have to fight all these bosses in a row. And something I'm not looking forward to.
Boss battle that was just, oh my god. But anyway, so that was, I don't know, you got anything else to say, or is that the end of the review?
Oh, I got one more thing. This game is fucking hard.
Pretty much. So
was the other one down there.
I don't mind a challenge, but I'll get to the point that really just kind of broke the game for me. that was like, what the fuck? Maybe I didn't do it right. I don't know, but I was pretty beefed up at this point, and I thought I should have had no trouble taking on this part, and it just fucked me up all over.
It was just middle or towards the end.
This is the end boss who I'm sorry, I could not beat this fucker worth shit. Because every fight you do, every boss character there is, most Tales games, you can do cancel moves. You can do moves that, if they're building up something, you do the right move, it'll cancel it out, it'll cancel out the person you're fighting, and they gotta start over and shit. It kind of gives you a little advantage. End boss did not let you do this. No matter what the fuck, I had 4 people beating the shit out of him. He didn't even flinch, and he just went boom, and all my characters die instantly. What the hell is that? I mean, seriously. So, anyway.
At least in Dawn of the New World, if a character starts to do something, you could just stop him right away.
At least in like the other two, the Tales of Symphonia games, you got that option. I remember that because I'm fighting the final boss, and they'd be building up something. And they'd hit me, and I'd almost die, but, you know, I'd still have a chance given some kind of advantage. I just did not fucking get that in this game. It would not let me have it.
How the hell do you people manage to beat this?
So if anybody can tell me how to beat this final boss, let me know.
And don't say choose the right moves, because that's kind of pointless.
But either way, yeah, I want detailed fucking explanation. I don't know, respond to me in a video or whatever. I don't care. Let me know. But, okay, so after all this time, we finally figured out the rating system that we're pretty much going to use on games from now on. And based on, it's going to be approval or disapproval. That's basically it. Alright, stop looking at the fucking box. Will you pay attention? Stare at the whole box the whole time and didn't say shit.
I did.
Barely. Anyway, so let's get to the
You ranted.
I did. Well, I had good reason. You played the same game. You know how I feel.
I didn't get as far as you did, but I will. And I will beat it.
Well, when you do, let me know how that turns out. Let me know how you did it, because I'm dying to know.
You could just look up the ending.
I did, but it still didn't show me how to beat the fucking final boss. So anyway, I even looked it up. I went on to like Game Facts, whatever. I looked up, and it provided me with shit. So anyway, on to the rating system. We're either going to give it approval or disapproval. So based on the douchebag character, I had no problems with the game except 2 points. The douchebag fucking character and the final boss. So with that, I give it a disapproval. And you?
I give it an approval. Because it can be a good game if you take it can be a pretty good game if you take the time to strategize and figure out what the hell you're doing and figure out what the hell the boss is doing. Because I think if you figure out what the boss is doing, I did this with Richter, if you can figure out what he's doing, you probably beat him. Of course, this is going to involve you running away a lot.
I mean, like I said, towards the end game, I was actually pretty beefed up, and I was going through the rest. Everything else came before the final boss. I was just like knocking out. I get to this last guy, and it just that's what the game did to me. It gave me this.
I mean, his first form was easy.
So yeah, I took out the first form, and then he gets in the second form, and the game just goes. The final boss might have just been a floating middle finger, just beating the shit out of you.
That's kind of like Arc Rise Fantasia. Arc Rise Fantasia was just one middle finger.
Oh yeah, we reviewed that game. I never got past what the fuck his name is.
Dino, the douche chanter?
Oh yeah, I was doing fine until that one point, and no matter what I did, I just couldn't pass that part. That might have been another middle finger. A middle finger that spawns an extra middle finger, so just tag team your ass.
In the next game review, we're going to tell you that it's not the game that does this to you, but the storyline.
Anyway, we're not getting to, we'll get to that later. But anyway, this has been another episode of Hey Scott's Game Review. I was a little pissed at the game, as you can tell. See you next time.